But it's struggling. Good carry. Nasty.
Good morning, subs from JR Pro Shop. Jungle's here. Welcome back to JR Pro Shop vids. And good morning, everyone. Today we'll be doing the Result Solid. Mr. Barco on the lanes, and he'll be comparing it to the Zing Solid. Both of these balls are really strong asymmetricals from Radical. Gonna be very similar, I think. So for the sake of the vid, Barker here is throwing 16 pounds. So the numbers are a little bit different than you'll see in the 15. The Zing here has a 248 RG and an 051 differential. So a really strong bowling ball overall. And the Result Solid has a 253 RG and a 037 differential. Mo Pinnell, the designer of Radical, said this is the most hookingest ball ever in the game of bowling. I think he's full of caca. Jungle's reasoning for Mo Pinnell being full of caca, just look at the differential numbers, right? Results, 15 pounds, 044 differential. How can it be the most hookingest ball in the history of the game with 044 differential? But I think why Mo Pinnell is saying that is because the intermediate differential is the highest that we've ever seen. 027 in the 15, 023 in a 16. The higher the intermediate diff, the more motion you're supposed to see down lane. But if you get too high, you're gonna see early hook and then you're gonna puke down lane. So you gotta be really careful. So Barker here put really different layouts on both of these balls. This ball is gonna be a bit longer and a bit sharper with the layout. 70 by 4.5 by 20, pretty far down lane, make a sort of a hockey stick shape. And the Result Solid, 35 by 4 by 60. The reason he did that to make it a little bit smoother down lane is to lower the intermediate diff. He didn't want a too high intermediate diff or it's gonna hook too early and he's not gonna see any shape down lane at all. This layout was actually recommended by Adam Ishman, Barker's ball rep, as there was multiple testing and he thought this was the best layout for him. So Barks needs all the help he can get. 37 feet, nice and short, so we can actually see the ball hook. Let's go, baby!
Hey guys, welcome back to JR Pro Shop vids. We're back here in Lucky 9 Lanes in Richmond, British Columbia, Canada. Today we're going to take a look at the new Radical Result Solid. The Result Solid is marketed as the biggest hooking ball in the history of bowling. We're going to find out if that's true. We're on 37 feet, we're on Broadway. We just bowled league on this, so this is actually a fresh pair. We haven't used this one. So let's see how this ball looks on the fresh. A little bit light. I'm gonna move a couple boards left and see if we can face up a bit more. The motion's okay, but it needs to hit the dry a bit sooner. Good carry. As you can see, really early, reads the mid lane really nice and really smooth down lane. If you have the Results Pearl, you know how angular that ball can be. This is a good compliment. It's a good ball to start with, kind of rounds a little bit more. Ball change to the Zing. That. So I actually moved a little bit in on that one. This is supposed to be a huge hooking ball, and this one's out hooking it. We get a little more shape down lane too. It's interesting. Let's see if we can do that again. I don't know if we're gonna mess it or 7 again. We'll try it again. Way more shape down lane. And so far I'm not buying into the hype. They're calling it a huge hooking ball. I'm really not seeing it. I'm seeing a lot of mid lane, but I'm not seeing a lot of back end motion. Ball's really good. Get yourself a Zing. Sadly, that one's discontinued as well. All my favorites get discontinued. I don't like it. I guess I gotta make room for some new stuff, right? Whoa. That ball finishes really, really hard. I guess I just gotta keep moving. Keep moving right. Another 2 and 1 right. Still going late. So let's grab the results. Let's play that same line we just struck with the Zing and see if it looks anything close to it. I think I'll probably miss the head pin left based on what we've seen so far. That is nasty. Off my hand, I really like that shot. It did not corner the same way. This ball is gonna be a little better playing straighter. I think you can open the lane up more with the Zing, but this ball is for straight only. So slow though, so slow. So for that ball at results, I really gotta get around it to shape properly. If I'm too much up the back of it, it's flat. It's gonna leave a lot of flat 7s or flat 10s for your righties. So that last ball, way slower than I'm comfortable. So let's move back left, try a normal speed shot and see if it picks up and goes through the pins okay. 7 left. Well, regular speed is piping it for me. Better shot. So even moving that far left with a big asymmetric solid ball, it didn't make it up the hill, didn't quite make it back. Still a light hit. Not sure how I feel about this one. I think it's really condition specific, but I don't think it's gonna be like a staple in the bag. I think on short, it's an option. So everyone knows where I'm from. I always say at the start of every video, lucky 9 lanes. But what's your home center? Drop it in the comments below. So last shot with the results, we moved way left. Went through the pins okay, we got a nice messenger hit there. Let's play the same line with the Zing. I think it's gonna go through the face or probably Brooklyn, just based on how far right we had to be with the last shot. Ooh, I don't think I'm ever gonna strike from there. I got away with one, I didn't quite catch it at the bottom, but still went high. Still left an 8 pin. No chance. Too much hooking, that ball's supposed to out-hook it, and it doesn't. So we moved left with this one. It's a swisher hit. Carried them all, but it's not a great hit. Let's move a little bit further left and get the ball to face up that pocket a little bit better. It's struggling though. It gets there, but it's struggling. All right, I think I'm done with this ball. Let's head back to the shop. I'm back.
Barker's back again. So how's that out there, Barkle?
Honestly, pretty rough. Not very impressed with this ball. So we did a unique layout on this. The idea behind it was to try and create a ball motion that complemented the Zing a little bit earlier and a little bit smoother, but the same amount of overall hook. What I didn't see was the same amount of overall hook. There's a way less hook. I can get way further inside with the Zing and have it recover, and this ball just kind of puked down lane.
So you got some unique, weird layout on this thing. What if you put the same layout as this on your result solid? What do you think would have happened?
So in theory, it should be just as strong and even more motion down lane. It'd be a lot sharper. Sometimes when you raise the intermediates that high, we've seen in other balls, like if you remember back to the 1 series from Ebonite, it had the same sort of concept. They put a really high intermediate differential. If you didn't drill it just right though, didn't want to go sideways, just want to roll your ankles.
All right, Bark, saw you bowling out there a little bit. Pretty hard to watch, so ate my dinner.
You're making a lot of noise.
I saw you were maybe 5 to 8 boards right with the Zing than you were with the result solid. Is that true?
Yeah, I counted 7. I had to move 7 left with the result solid to get it to face up the same way. And even still, it came up a little bit light. We were mixing strikes. We weren't going through the pins really well.
I also saw a little bit of inconsistency out there with the reaction. Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, 100%. It's hard to have a lot of confidence with a ball in your hand if you don't know it's going to do exactly what you're expecting it to. When you get that inconsistency, you're not going to throw the same quality of shots that you normally would.
So what do you mean? Sometimes it would pick up and hook through the face, and sometimes wouldn't hook at all?
Exactly. Sometimes it would just miss the spot or kind of roll out. And sometimes it would go sideways and a little bit too high on the head pin.
That's not good.
No, not at all.
What are you doing with this ball, Barks? Paperweight? Gonna hold the pro shop door open? Parking lot bowling?
Paperweight might be pretty good. Might be a nice little treat for somebody in a dumpster.
So, Barks, you're looking for something a little bit earlier and a little bit smoother than the Zing here, because you did drill this to go pretty sharp.
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to drill next to get that motion in your bag?
That's a great question. We just learned recently of a new Black Widow 2.0. Asymmetric solid, a little bit smoother motion down lane, but still corners pretty good. I think that might be the ball to complement this a little bit better than the result solid. So stay tuned for that review. Those balls are coming pretty soon.
Kind of wish I could throw that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a winner, I think.
So obviously this ball didn't really suit your game that well. It didn't really complement the Zing as well as we thought it would. But who would this ball be good for?
I think the ball's going to be best suited for kind of rev dominant players or players with higher tilt so they can get it through the front part of the lane, have it kind of kick down lane more than I can do. Yeah, those are 2 things I don't do very well. Rev up the ball and spin it a ton.
We should give it to Brandon Riley.
Well, speaking of Brandon Riley, we got a couple new balls coming out from Brunswick. We got a Zenith and we got a Hero Solid.
Stay tuned for that one next. So Barkle, any final thoughts?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was not a fan of this ball. I don't think I'm going to drill another one. I think it's just time to let it go.
Well, So as you can tell, not every ball you drill is going to be suited for your game, right? All the signs will be there, right layout, right ball, right differential, everything like that seems to add up, but then when you throw it down the lane, it just doesn't do what you expect, you know? So there's a few things you can do. You can plug it, re-drill it, right? If you don't want to get a totally new ball, give it to your friend. Having a ball that doesn't totally work for you is inevitable if you're going to get a couple balls a year.
So as we saw with the Web Tour hybrid video, I didn't like it out of the box. I didn't like what the ball did. It was a little too early and too jumpy. We had to play around with surface a little bit, and that seemed to be a lot better. We used to have the luxury of putting a hole in it to kind of correct that shape. We don't have that anymore. So we have to take care of the cover stock and play around with that a little bit to kind of get what we want out of the ball.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Lots of good stuff on deck. 2 Brunswick balls, 2 roto grips, and a storm ball coming your way within the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. We'll see you next time.
Booyah!